Episode 31 of Dynasty Trades in 5. I'm Clay.
I'm Shane.
I am Scott. Welcome back, everybody.
So we got a good one today. Efficient day for Macaroni Jones, as Kane from Devi Marketplace would call him. Not the sexiest name in the world, but hey, might be a good quarterback. So Scott, go ahead, you first.
Yeah, so obviously we're recording this video right after Mac Jones's nice performance, huge win, blowing out the Browns today. And I think this was probably the first game where, you start to actually discuss like what is truly Mac Jones's value in Dynasty. Where does he stand? It's all been rookie projection, and we're going to give him a little bit of a pass because we haven't seen a lot of games. He doesn't have any weapons, but he's kind of doing it with pretty average weapons too. Looking at his numbers for the year, he's 13 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Like if you just prorate that out, we're talking about a pretty good rookie year. This is potentially a 30 touchdown rookie year if he continues down this pace. More interceptions that you like to see, but I think what it comes down to is the ceiling versus, just getting stability. And I posted a poll earlier on Twitter, and it was basically like Baker Mayfield and a first for Mac Jones. Mm-hmm. And yeah, this was a terrible game for Baker Mayfield. He's been hurt all year. Their offense is super frustrating, but that could easily change in a year. You know what I mean? The Browns could realize, hey, we need to do something different because our offense is very scatterbrained and really doesn't have a go-to guy. So I think Baker's capable. So I think that kind of pull, that really kind of shocked me to where it's like, okay, people are now going to give up Baker and a first for Mac Jones when Mac Jones might be a low-end QB1 at some point during his career, just like production-wise, but he doesn't run. He can move, but he doesn't run. He's not going to give you more than 150 rushing yards ever in a season, most likely. So what's his ceiling? Like his absolute ceiling is like the best Tom Brady season or the best Matthew Stafford season. And that could be real good, but you could have another year where it's, QB 17. You're just going like, okay, why did I pay a premium? So yeah, I mean, we'll get into some trades earlier, but shot at like a top 2 receiver or a top 2 running back in the class or a reset button at quarterback and get a guy like Baker who probably has some job security going forward. Like I'm into that.
For sure. Shane, what do you think, bud?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to echo what Scott says. I hate doing that, but the issue is he doesn't have any rushing ability. He runs like us, which is great if you're gonna throw for 4,600 yards and 40 touchdowns to make your living. That's a really hard way to be a top 12 quarterback every week. It's a lot easier when you can run for 50 yards, and pick up 5 points right there and then have an average passing game. You look at Jalen Hurts, and I haven't looked at the scoring today. Jalen Hurts had 2 throwing touchdowns and I think 55 rushing yards, and he only threw for about 170 yards. And they probably are within 5 points of each other, even though Jones had 3 touchdowns. So it's just a hard way to make your living. That said, he's played lights out this year. He's played really great. He's played better than really any of us thought he was going to. There's a reason that he was consistently the 5th quarterback taken in rookie drafts. I know a lot of people like to crow about how much they liked him, but consistently 5th. Wants to pay me like he's an elite quarterback because I don't think he's going to be an elite quarterback just because of the lack of the ability to run.
So this guy can run. Justin Fields, what would you rather have? Mac Jones and let's call it the 110 or Justin Fields?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I think I'd probably lean I think I still go with the field side just because I think that 110 is going to end up being a piece where I'm going to try to look and flip for points if I'm a contending team this year. Or I just ended up drafting a receiver next year. Or I get maybe next year's Mac Jones, whoever that is. It's not going to be as good as somebody like Mac Jones. So yeah, I think I'd probably still go Fields. That's tough though. That's a good one.
Yeah, that's super tough. I mean, it's going to depend on my mood, to be honest with you. If I'm in a collecting assets type of mood, I'll be like, all right, man, I probably lean Fields, but yeah, that is pretty close.
So if you knew it was the 103 or Mac Jones, who are you taking?
103.
Yeah, I'd probably take the 103 just because the potential flexibility. I mean, you get to the offseason, and if you're willing to be flexible with trading that pick, you can end up with a quarterback that's just as good or better than Mac Jones. I do think one thing to kind of look out for the offense with a trustworthy organization, efficiency is going to get the team throwing more. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, good quarterbacks, you want them to throw more than less. So, he's kind of proving himself to be efficient with low volume this year or moderate volume. So maybe it increases. So maybe we're a little bit too not adjusting fast enough on Mac Jones, Shane. Maybe we're too low on him.
Maybe we're not, but I also kind of feel this is there's a fire alarm going by, so we'll let that go by.